Morning, everybody. I am Meg from LovenStamps, and this is Maker Mornings with Meg, Tuesday edition. And we have a project today that features the Season of Chic stamp set again. So this one here, we did a project the other day with Notebook that featured the flowers from this set. So if you didn't see this video, you can go back and look at episode, gosh, I guess that must be 350. What's today? Today is 354, so that would be 353. There, it takes a minute. You can go back and look and learn how to make these fun gift notebooks. But today we're going to do a quick kind of card with a layout. So I have a little series of Sketch Savers, LovenStamps Sketch Savers tutorials that includes sort of a picture, a sketch drawing, and then teaches you how to use that for different ideas. So I've got a Sketch Saver today to add to our collection, and it's included with the tutorials, my thank you for your order tutorials, and I'll also post a picture on my blog today so you can see that. But we're going to do two different cards with this using sort of the same kind of layout, but just to give you an idea on color, because with Color Refresh coming, this is a great chance to look at some retiring colors and then also figure out sort of how we layer colors together. So two-step stamping, of which this is an excellent set, is the kind of stamping where you have two different images, so like these two leaves here, where you're going to layer them together. And I get a lot of questions about how to pick colors for this or how to figure out what goes together. And so I'm going to give you some secrets to two-step stamping today. All right, so good morning to everybody. I'm going to switch our camera down here. Good morning, Margie and Trish and Sue and everybody. Make sure you give me a little hello there. And so we're going to go ahead and start here. So this is actually one of the two cards that you will get a packet for. So the other packet that you'll get for orders this month is the packet for the notebook. So that's if you order $50 or more, I send you a packet. And we're going to go ahead and start off with the supplies for this one. So I have a half sheet of soft suede cardstock, and this is one of the retiring colors, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah. So there'll be some new ones coming that are similar but different, but if you love this one, make sure you stock up. And then I have Petal Pink here, which is a really terrific soft color that goes with soft suede. Now, how to pick colors. Stampin' Up has zillions of them. How to decide what goes together. My favorite tool is to take a look, at Designer Series paper. So this is, I'm mixing up my pieces here. This is the Designer Series paper Texture Chic. And on the back of the package, there is a label that says what colors are included. You can also look in the color or in the catalog for that. But I love to just take a look at what colors are here. I have some cardstock that I added to this just to show. And know that whatever colors are in this set are a really great choice for the combinations in your card. So we're going to pull from this paper here, and this is where I've got my Petal Pink and my soft suede and my color. We're going to pull in some Pool Party here for our second card, just briefly, but let's go here with our card now. So when you have a two-step stamp, there are two images that are going to layer together. And one of the things that I love is the chance to combine these colors, but also to make the most of my ink pads. So you don't want to limit yourself to just the one color. So for example, I've got some scrap paper here and we'll do some stamping to look. Soft suede is a pretty dark color, and it is going to give us a fairly dark image. So here is our dark here. Now, if I wanted to take my words here from this same stamp set, so this one says, wishing you the best birthday ever, and stamp over the top of this, it is not legible. So you just can't read it. So one of the things you can do with your ink pads is go ahead and stamp off, is what the technique is called, which basically means stamp off some ink. So I'm gonna stamp across here, and I'm gonna, without re-inking, go 1, 2, 3, I bet we can get 4. What happens if we do 5? There. So now you can see those 5 colors as you go across there. And it's the same color, just different tints and different shades. And so now you can kind of test. Let's go ahead and see what works best for this. which stamping is going to be the one that lets me be happy with where my words are. And so I think kind of out here is where I'm gonna look, all right? Now with two-step stamping, you usually, you can use the same color or a different color. So you could see if you wanted to have a shell here, you could use your darkest of the shells. And then if we do our same soft suede and we do our same stamping off technique, maybe we put the fourth stamp on there, and that gives us a really nice difference between those two colors, those two tints and shades there on our project. But we can also add in, I'll just clean this off with my chamois here, super handy. We can also add in a second color. So what if we take our petal pink and we go ahead and we bring this back, and I'm just gonna kind of test stamp, I'm not gonna worry about lining them up, and see what we think as we go across these. So now, let's zoom in just a little bit. There we go. You can see that the image I think that looks the best is actually one of these two here. They're not too different by the time you add that second color on. So now we know that when we take our cardstock, we're gonna stamp one for the inside of our card and one here for the outside of our card. We're gonna go ahead and mimic that same design, okay? So I'm gonna do my shell, and I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm gonna do it again here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna take our peach, our petal pink here. I'm gonna stamp this full strength, and I really like to stamp the outline first on a set like this, because then I can look through my stamp and see fairly easily, if I can keep my head out of the camera, where that needs to go, all right? And then I can go back and add my greeting, which is a great thing with the photopolymer stamps. So you can really see very nicely all the pieces of that. So when you're sitting down to use a two-step stamp set like this, get your scratch paper out and make up your chart. Just go ahead and stamp across there and see what works, what's going to work well for you. All right, so now I'm gonna bring back in my piece of Blushing Bride here. And the thing that I wanna do with this is go ahead and add some shell background to it. So I need to clean this again because we had our soft suede on there the most recently. And now I'm gonna go ahead and use some petal pink, and we're just gonna give ourselves a stamped shell background. So this is a little bit like creating your own designer series paper. You can make it in whatever colors and tints and shades you want, whatever theme you want. So now we have some pretty shell paper that we can use as a layering piece for our card. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this in here. I'm gonna get rid of our stamped background paper and come back here with our pieces, and we're gonna bring this in. All right, so I'm gonna attach this here, my seal adhesive, and I usually just use sort of a strip at each end and call it good. Always smush from the back side so you don't damage anything. And then let's go ahead and bring in we'll go ahead and put our inside in. If you wanted to add an extra inside for this, you could go ahead and use one of the other greetings from the Season of Chic stamp set. I'm gonna leave the inside blank because we've got a birthday card, and that gives me a chance to write a message for the front. And now we have our shell. So let's take a look here at the dies for this stamp set. So this Season of Chic dies, which are actually, they're called Chic dies. And this is the one that Sue was talking about in her comment. She really likes this open weave die, and I do too. So don't worry, I'll show you some things for that. And then of course we have our shells. So there's the shell detail die here, which you could layer on the background. And then the shell background die, which must be on my die. Oh, it's still in the container. Whew, there we go. Sometimes if I leave little bits of washi tape on my dies, then they like to stay in the container. But so I'm just gonna line this up. I love to use washi tape to line these because then I can just do it here while I'm working at my space, and then just carry this without it shifting and set it on my die cut machine. So I'm gonna die cut that, and through the magic of television, I have our little wishing you the best birthday ever piece to add. Now, We are going to want some sort of accessory dies to go with this, which is perfect because we have this stamp set here, or the die set here, with these really great seashell dies. So a nice like extra image to go with each of the seasons that are included in Season of Chic. And there are a number of things that I can cut this out with, but the one that is on the retiring list with the best price right now is the rose gold specialty paper. I think these are like $3 or something for a whole package. It's the rose gold and rose gold 6x6 specialty paper. So don't miss those from the retiring list, because when they're gone, they're gone. And so we're gonna go ahead and cut some of these out, and through the magic of television again, ta-da, I have these pieces here. So you can see how gorgeous those are. Now, when you cut through this paper, it has a nice thick backing. They're cut all the way through, but if you want to use it like this, sometimes they come out of the die cut machine like this, and you can just go ahead and use it as like a full piece. But I am gonna go ahead and pop the details out of this so you can see that they just pop out really easily. And you can use a pokey tool for this. You can use your take your pick tool for this, or you can just use your fingers. Sometimes flexing the paper will just pull those out. But you can see how easy they are to take out. These dies are fabulous. All right, so we have our shell and we have our extra shell. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like these are looking pretty lonely here on our card. They're very much floating in space and need some extra support, so some extra focus. So we're gonna bring in some elements. And this is where, this is a 3x4 card alternate. And if you know my videos, I really love the 3x4 card concept. So you would have a designer series paper cut up into 3" by 4" strips. And then this one actually, I took my 3x4 strip and I cut 1 inch off the bottom, and we're gonna flip this up like this. So I'm using the same one. And we're gonna pop this here on the end of our card like so. And this is gonna bring in the same colors, it's gonna bring in the same images, and it gives us a much stronger background to really bring our attention here to our featured elements. So let's go ahead and put these pieces on. I know I'm covering up a bunch of that gold foiled paper. These papers are so pretty. So the Season of Chic stamp set will be in the next catalog also, so you don't have to worry about it disappearing, but you do have to get the paper. The designer series paper is going to go. So you'll miss out on that if you wait too long. When it's gone, it's gone. All right, so then I love to mix and match papers from this set. So I'm gonna bring in a strip here because I love, so this feels kind of static to me. And by static, I mean, it's pretty, but you like zoom in right there and your eye's there and you're like, okay, great, what else can I look at? So it doesn't keep your attention for very long. So a lot of times I like to make things look have a little bit more dynamic motion to them. And so adding a strip that changes the way your eye moves can be a really effective way to do that. So I'm gonna pop this strip here and I'm going to stick these elements back, and you can see how now it's a lot more interesting, right? There's more to look at. You feel like you're kind of moving your eye around a little bit more. Thanks, Elizabeth. Hi, Patricia. But we also have a strip of this distressed gold paper, which I'm featuring in our suite, our setup this month. So each month I curate a set of supplies and then show you several different designs with them. So the distressed gold cardstock is part of that. And so let's take this and add one more little element here like this. And there, I really like that. Now, when I put this here and line it up, the 3" piece with the piece that's already on there, it puts a stopper, a visual stopper on again. So let's take this and move it out here instead. And you see how that shift, where I shifted that gold paper outside, it just makes your eye move just a little bit differently. So, okay, and if you're like, oh yeah, whatever, Meg, then I don't know, we can pretend that what I'm saying isn't making stuff up, but really, I think it makes a difference. So, all right, so I'm gonna pop a couple of dimensionals on here because that is a super easy way to attach little strips of paper. And then I'm going to come back here with our piece here. I think it's wide enough for one bit of the one dimensional to add on. And then I'm gonna pop this across here like so. Oh, I just said I was gonna have that overlap there. Okay, and there we have our strips there, and they're all like nicely attached. They're not going anywhere. I don't have to worry about them getting brushed off or anything. And we're gonna bring back our shell here with Stampin' Dimensional. And let's see, where do we like this? Do we like it sitting on the paper, overlapping the paper? I think we're gonna go here, and then I'm gonna overlap our other shell. Now this piece here is very dainty, so you know my favorite is the multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm gonna look at where on the shell is gonna contact this top paper. So I'm gonna put some adhesive here. If you can see it, it is enough. You don't have to overdo your glue. It's really gonna be stuck on there. And then I'm gonna pop this sort of adjacent to our other shell. All right, so we have that focal point there all set up with a really gorgeous gold foil, and then our shell to repeat our design on the inside. Of course, you'd do the same for your envelope. And then I want to add one more embellishment to this, and the embellishment that I chose to feature because it's like also about to retire, and I think they're so darling, are these little flowers. And so even though we have a shell, I think our flower goes nicely with it. So remember, open your items from the side, and you can use either, these are rose gold and these are gold. They're similar. You can probably tell the difference up close, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna break my rule, and I'm only gonna use two. We're gonna kind of do like, we'll do like that, I think. All right, so they're focusing attention in on our focal point. They're drawing your eye, but they're not like distracting or pulling away from your message, because you want the message really to be the thing that people are seeing. All right. All right. Oh yes. Sue says hi, Pepper. Yeah, she's given up on going out. She knows she'll have to wait till my video's done now, but it is sunny and beautiful here, so she's excited to be outside lounging in the sun. Okay, so I promised you guys a second card with this and using a retiring die set. So let's zoom out or retiring stamp set. Let's zoom out just a tiny bit, and I'll show you the stamp set that we're gonna use. And this is, the idea is to give you another tool. So when you're using the LovenStamps Sketch Savers, then you have, you take the same design and then you adapt it for a different stamp set. So you could use different colors, but basically you're using the same pieces. So we're actually gonna use this whole background exactly the way it's made, but we're gonna swap out Season of Chic for the Let's Set Sail retiring stamp set. And this one's on sale, S-A-L-E. The sale is on sale until it's sold out too. So let's go ahead and look at this one. I've showed you some videos on this, but I'm going to show you the secret of working with this one, and it's punch. Punch is going to continue into the new catalog as a builder punch, but this is the sailboat builder. And I love this set because it is super speedy. I know it looks like, what? That's not speedy. You have to put all those stamps together. But let's take a quick look at how I did this. So I just have a folded piece of grid paper, and I love this because it gives me some good extra dimension. So it's just a little bit thicker with these two layers. They kind of move apart a little bit, so it really is gonna work well. And then I'm gonna take my punch. I'm gonna punch, I guess, this way to grab my shape, and then I have to pull this out without catching it. And when I go to mount my stamps, I'm gonna mount my stamps all at once, okay? So I'm going to use this as like a little positioner, and I'm going to tuck the stamps inside the little ridges there. And now you can see why it's so nice to have that dimension. I'm right here on the fold of my grid paper, because it's really gonna help to tuck those pieces in. And then I'm gonna give it like a little nudge here at the end to really settle those down. And I'm going to pick them all up at once. All right, see how slick that is? So on builder punches with coordinating stamps, this works beautifully. And then I can take my stamps, and I'm gonna bring in the same colors here, the soft suede and the puddle pink, and then I said I was gonna add Pool Party, which is also inspired by the designer paper. and I'm gonna stamp this. And let's see, I'll do our first one here with our peach, and then I don't really have to clean my stamp. I can go next to the darker one, gasp and alarm, without cleaning it. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop this one on here. All right. Now, if you saw me move my punch over before I did that, it's because I wanted to make sure I was looking at where the punch is gonna reach. The paper is gonna go in this way. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't positioning my stamped images in a place that I couldn't reach them. And then you can see all 3 images are lined up. So I can go ahead and punch those. And same here, all 3 images are lined up, and I have one that I've already punched in Pool Party. So I'm gonna grab that and bring that in. And so basically you have all of these images here that you can mix and match to build an element. So I'm gonna grab, let's see, I want the boat in soft suede because I like that sort of the anchor. We're all about the puns today. And then I want the Pool Party sail to go here. All right, so you see how that works? This would be great for anybody. It could be a guy card, a card for a more feminine kind of color card with the pastels. You can use it for kids, babies. This is an all occasions kind of image here. But I want to put that on here, but it's open. And so what I'm gonna do is bring back that piece of the metallic paper, and I'm gonna use one of the circle punches. So circle punches are on the online exclusives. They are available now in the online store. And I love the metallic paper because it has that horizontal, here you go, that horizontal or vertical, okay, focus. Okay, maybe it doesn't want to focus this morning. It has that line pattern on it, which gives it great texture. So there you can see it finally. It's really hard to focus on apparently. All right, so for our sailboat, I'm gonna bring in my multi-purpose liquid glue again and go ahead and just put some on the sail and pop this on. I'm gonna get it sort of straight, I think, here with the pattern. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip these to the back side. My nails are so short. I went rock climbing with my kids this weekend, and I trimmed my fingernails, and I didn't realize how much I would miss them. Okay. It was fun. We had a really good time rock climbing. In Bloomington, Illinois, there's this great indoor gym that's built inside a reclaimed grain silo. And it's been there for a long time. I figured out I've been going there for 25 years. It's an amazing place. So if you're into climbing, you should come visit Bloomington and go climbing. All right, so there is our sailboat. Of course, you can mix and match the colors. Here is one done in the opposite pattern with the sails. Oh my gosh. And then you can see how perfect this is to go here on our card. And you can even add one of those, you could even add in one of those shells here from our stamp set just to give it a little bit of extra interest. And that is a really great way to use sort of the same sketch saver tutorial. All right, 1 second, because clearly outdoors is required. It is a beautiful day. Go ahead and go outside, Pepper. And, all right, I'm back. So no matter what stamp set you're using, whether you're using Season of Chic, whether you're using Let's Set Sail or something entirely different, this is a terrific card layout to really make the most of pretty designer series paper and all of the pieces included in this die set here. So, all right. Oh, people say cute, cute. Thanks. I'm glad you guys like this. And Elizabeth said good tip. And oh, Margaret said her kids have gone to Upper Limits. Yeah. Oh, fun. Welcome to the area, Margaret. It's yeah, lots of fun rock climbing out there. You wouldn't think the Midwest, Central Illinois would be a mecca, but it is a pretty cool place. So let's go ahead and switch back here. There we are. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the card today and got some ideas for some different stamp sets. Make sure you're taking a look in the video description for the supply list for the curated supplies. They're all there. You can click and have them go in your shopping cart right away. And I We'll also include a link to the last chance products list, so you'll want to look at those. There's some really great things, bargains to add to your stamping collection, like that metallic specialty paper, the trinkets, and other great things. That Let's Set Sail stamp set is in there. All kinds of good things. So let me know if you have any questions, as always, and I look forward to sharing another project with you on Thursday, and we'll have some more good ideas to share then. So have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy your week. I hope it is sunny and beautiful where you are. I heard my in-laws are in Minnesota. They said their snow is melting fast and furious, so I'm excited for them to dig out a little bit. So anyway, happy stamping, everyone, and I will see you on Thursday.